where they were looking for Jesus to take him to crucify him or to deliver him up to the judge. Basically is what they were going to do before the crucifixion would take place. And so Jesus knew that they were looking for him, so he says to them, who are you looking for? They said, we're looking for you, Jesus. He said, well, I'm Jesus. Just go ahead and take me and let the other people go. See, that's what I love so much about him. He will surrender himself. He ain't got to tell on everybody. He'll go ahead and just take what's due to him. He don't have to sell everybody out in the bunch. He says, look, just go ahead and take me, but go ahead and let them go about their way. Verse 9, John chapter 18 and verse 9, it says, that the saying might be fulfilled, which he spake of them, which gavest me, have I lost none. So Jesus says, nothing that the Father has given me am I going to lose it. He's a bad man just within himself, y'all. The contextual value of who Jesus is amazing just within itself. It is slap amazing just within itself. He says, look, nothing that God has given me, nothing that the Father has rendered over to me am I going to lose. Can I tell y'all something tonight, just to give you a little hint of something? There is nothing that God has given to you that you are going to lose. I don't care where it is, what happens, you're not going to lose it. And guess what? The people that have what belongs to you know it ain't theirs. That was just a little sidebar for you. And so just hold on, your change gonna come. Okay, so he says, I've lost none. Verse 10, we're in John 18, verse 10. Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew his sword. There go Peter again. There go Peter now. Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew his sword, and he smote the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant name was Malchus. So Peter is saying that I am so hooked into you, Jesus. I'm so in love with you, Jesus. I'm so committed to my relationship and my discipling, my following you, that if someone comes to try to hurt you, I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to cut off their ear. If someone comes to try to hurt you, this is the thing about Peter that would make you think, if you saw Peter cut off that ear when they were coming to apprehend Jesus, it would make you think, oh, that man must really love Jesus, because look at what he's doing. He is so in love with Jesus. He done cut off this man's ear because they came to try to apprehend Jesus. But this was the same Peter that we just previously read about. This same Peter that when they came and asked him, was he with Jesus? He said, no, I was not with him. They asked him a second time, and again he still said, no, I was not with him. They asked him a third time, and he started cussing, trying to bear his point that he was not with Jesus. But this same Peter cuts off a man's ear. So Jesus says to him in verse 11, he says, Peter, put up your sword and into the sheath. The cup which my Father has given me, shall I not drink of it? I'm talking to y'all tonight about the power of a chameleon spirit, or the danger of a chameleon spirit. It is very dangerous, and it is a spirit that you need to make yourself aware of, because that spirit tries to find places where it can be subtle, and it will always cause some type of confusion. Check it out. Now we see, let's go to another place that's talking about Mr. Peter himself. I'm going to give y'all another situation where Peter himself is doing something here. Peter himself. Okay, where is it that I want to go here, God? Let's go to John chapter 21. John chapter 21, I'm going to start at verse 14. John chapter 21, verse 14, talking about Peter. I'm using Peter tonight about this chameleon spirit. Verse 14 says, this is now the third time that Jesus showed himself to his disciples. After that, he was risen from the dead. So when they had dined, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, well, feed my lambs. He said unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Well, feed my sheep. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. And Jesus said unto him, Feed my sheep. The Lord was trying to tell Peter, can I help some people tonight? If y'all will just let me ride on through tonight, I'm just going to stop through just for a few minutes and ignite a fire inside of you, and then I'm going to get on off of here and chill. I got a little work I got to do tonight. Check this out right here. This is what the Lord was trying to do with Peter. He was trying to tell Peter, if you do not get your love issue straightened out, you're going to always be a chameleon. If you do not get yourself situated in that love issue that you got, it's going to always cause you to be a chameleon. You're going to always be pretending if you do not work on your love issue. It is the problem that you have with love that is caused you to betray me. You were not really loving me. You were just hanging with me. You was just receiving of me. You was just receiving the glory of me. You were not really loving me, Peter, because look at what you did. Your spirit was so quick to become a chameleon in the midst of what was going on when it seems as though it was detrimental of you, or you were afraid of what would be done to you. You automatically kicked me to the curb. Lord, have mercy. God, help me. I'm really hoping that none of us that claim to be servants of God would have this same mentality that Peter had, this chameleon spirit. I know y'all done seen it before. I know y'all done seen people when they get with one group they're a certain way and they get with another group they're another way. Well, God, I thank you tonight that you would help us all be stable and help us to be solid and to solidify who we are and what it is that we do. If we say for God I live and for God I die, then let us mean that, God. Don't let us get in with this group and be one way and get with another group and be another way. That's a very dangerous person. That is a chameleon spirit. A chameleon spirit is a person. I'm going to give you the definition again. A chameleon spirit is a person who changes their opinions or behaviors according to the situation. Can I tell you, whenever you encounter someone like that and they shift like that on you, it is a love issue. They never loved you. They don't love you. Don't let them trick you. I don't care how much they say I love you. Don't you buy that mess, because they telling a lie. They do not love you. They do not love you. They do not love you. A chameleon spirit, because if love is there, it is not going to change. It is not going to shift according to where it is, but it is going to be the same. It's going to tell you I love you in front of people. It's going to say I love you behind your back. It's going to support you in front of people. It's going to support you behind your back. Do not buy into that mess. It's a chameleon spirit. It's a chameleon spirit. A chameleon spirit. Peter, this is Simon Peter, Simon Bar-Jonah, as Jesus would say to him. Peter, this is the example. This is the one that the Lord would have me to use tonight. Check out what Peter does. Look at what Peter does. Look how Peter handles the situation. Peter is called, he's a fisherman by trade. Jesus goes by while he's on his boat and says, follow me. He takes up and he follows Jesus and becomes to deem himself to be one of Jesus' disciples that Jesus is teaching. When he went out on the boat to teach, Peter was right there on the boat. Peter has so much interaction. Most of the parables, or most of the situations that you see they face, it was Peter. When the storm and the wind and the waves began to beat vehemently upon the ship, who was it? Peter that went and woke him up. Who was it that walked the water? Peter was the one, and it was Peter that would be the one that would struggle with the chameleon spirit. It would be Peter. God, help me on tonight, God. I'm just trying to help you people. God, help me. Oh God, I'm just trying to help your people, God. I'm just trying to make your people more aware of what is going on. The ignorance that we wrestle with has to stop. It was Peter that would be privileged to be able to do all these things, but Peter had to get rid of that spirit that was lodged on the inside of him that was a chameleon, which meant that he would shift according to the environments that he was in. That is a very dangerous person, because when they are with you, they were deemed to say that they like you and that they support you and that they are covering you. But then as soon as they get in another environment, and don't let them get in an environment that don't like you, then their whole conversation about you begins to change, and now they are running with those that don't like you, and they're putting their mouth on you with those that don't like you. Watch out for those chameleon spirits, because they have the advantage of getting things started, getting some major trouble started. God forbid that any of those things would come nigh or catch us off guard and get us tangled up in some stuff. Watch out for those chameleon spirits, y'all. Those chameleon spirits. There are going to be more that I'm going to be bringing to your attention so that you know what you are dealing with. I'm going to deal with spirits of addiction. There's going to be a lot of them that I'm going to talk about. The spirit of the Pharisee. I've already did Jezebel. Now I did Jezebel. Now I am doing this chameleon spirit. They are so dangerous, and they will wreck your life if you do not have the wisdom of God of how to deal with them and the discernment of God of how to handle them. Chameleon spirits. Chameleon spirit. For those of you that have tuned in and you did not catch all of this, I'm going to leave it up. I'm actually recording it for the podcast right now as well, so it's going to be in multiple outlets for you to be able to check it out, and you can feel free to share it with your friends and all. We're getting out here this year. This stuff is going out there. I'm going to put it on the YouTube page. I'm going to upload it to the website, and I'm going to, and also on the different outlets that the podcast plays live on. It's going to be there. Make yourself available to be able to hear these words and to be able to learn and to grab a hold of what the Lord is saying. Educate yourself. Determine that this year you're going to educate yourself to become more prolific in the things of God, to become more discerning, to become more connected to the things of God, so that you're not caught unaware with these things that happen here. Watch out for that chameleon spirit. Very dangerous spirit. Very, very dangerous spirit. It had grabbed a hold of Peter. Don't let it grab a hold of you. Don't let people present it to you. Know what you're dealing with. Watch people. Those of you that work with people, I guarantee you there's a chameleon spirit on the job. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. I guarantee you there's a chameleon spirit somewhere within your midst. Watch out for that chameleon spirit. It's a very, very dangerous spirit. It's a very dangerous one. It's not genuine. It is not genuine. Peter had not yet reached the place of conversion. When people have not yet reached the place of conversion, they are dangerous. Very dangerous. He had not reached the place of conversion, because this is why I know. This is what was said in the scripture concerning him. Jesus says, Satan desired to sift you as wheat. He says, but I have prayed that your faith will fail you not. He said, and Peter, when thou art converted, listen to what he said, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. He says, when you become converted, then you go and you strengthen your brethren. When you get converted, Peter, you go and make a difference in somebody else's life. So what I'm saying to you is stop giving yourself over and your trust over to people that have not yet been converted, because they're very dangerous. That man was very, very dangerous, even though he was following after Jesus. Yeah, he accepted the call. He was following after Jesus. Yeah, he showed up every Sunday. He showed up every Sunday, but he was not yet converted. He was not yet converted. Don't be trusting these people based off of stuff that they say out of their mouth when their heart is far from him. Don't get caught up in that stuff that they speak from their lips, but their heart is so far from him. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in that. Peter was in a predicament. He's sitting in his ship. I'm going to run it